meantime, there's going to be distractions and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers.
Now, this isn't just anybody's house that's burned down in the LA fires. This is P. Diddy's house that's burned. Oh, and there was supposed to be an investigation in 2 days' time.
At 4:32 p.m., we received a 911 call that a suspect was attempting to light a fire in the community of Woodland Hills and was being detained by residents. Officers from LAPD's Topanga area responded and took that suspect into custody.
Oh my gosh! You won't believe what I just found out about these California wildfires and why they've got everyone in Hollywood shaking. The word on the street is absolutely shocking. Apparently, some Hollywood bigwigs deliberately started these fires, and here's the tea: they were desperately trying to destroy evidence that Diddy had hidden in secret tunnels all across California. Here's what's really wild. Diddy somehow knew his houses were going to be raided last year, like minutes before it happened. While he couldn't clear out all those bottles of baby oil, and trust me, there were countless, he managed to hide some seriously incriminating evidence he had against other celebrities. And now these people are going to extreme lengths to find it, even if it means burning down innocent people's homes. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Remember Alison Carter? She actually predicted these wildfires would be orchestrated by Hollywood elites before they even happened. Nobody took her seriously then, but they're definitely paying attention now. For those who don't know, Alison was one of the people hired for Diddy's, let's say, private parties. She's been exposing him since 2021, and everything she said about him has been spot on. And now this wildfire prediction, it happened exactly as she said it would.
There's no protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers. You know who's on those flight logs. You do. You know who should be arrested. You all do. You know that laptop from hell is real. You know that the black book is real. You know Ghislaine Maxwell's customers are who everybody is watching in the everyday news, including those who you drop your kids off with every day. Your schools, your doctors, big banks, Chase Bank, Bank of America. There is a lot of people that are attached because this goes very deep. I told y'all this is a spider web that is tangled and tangled and tangled and woven intricately. I am telling you right now that once one goes, it's going to pull on a big string. That arrest is coming.
And now, here's where it gets really juicy. Every single celebrity whose house burned down, they're either confirmed or rumored to be on Diddy's list. Even Chris Brown, who was spotted at one of Diddy's parties, couldn't keep quiet. He jumped on Instagram with this cryptic message saying, "Someone starting these fires is don't add up." But that's not all. Peta Marat-Troyd shared something even more shocking on her IG story. Apparently, 5 men in ski masks were deliberately setting fires in random places. And if you think that's just social media gossip, listen to this. Andrew Huberman, the podcaster, actually caught these guys in action. He even posted photos of these mysterious men starting fires in urban areas that wouldn't normally burn. Like, who does that?
We're at 302 Pico, and people are lighting fires now. You can see they lit a fire. These guys, not all the people there, but some of those guys lit that fire, and they're actually, the trees caught fire, and then the palms are catching fire. So civilians are now lighting fires down in the so-called, flats around Santa Monica, Venice. So be safe out there. Fire department's been dispatched. We don't have enough water to put this thing out, but we're supposedly on the way.
Huberman didn't stop there. He tweeted about witnessing people lighting fires in perfectly normal urban areas of LA. He specifically mentioned seeing it happen at 302 Pico in Santa Monica. He called the fire department and police right away, telling everyone to stay alert and report any suspicious activity. Now, usually when California has wildfires, people don't think twice about it. It's California, right? But this one was different. We're talking about 27 casualties and over $2 billion in property damage. You'd think with destruction on this scale, the police would have figured out the cause by now, right? Well, honey, guess again. The cause is still undetermined, and people are convinced it's because it's all connected to Diddy and his associates. They're saying it's being covered up.
What I want to see, what I usually look at in situations like this is I look at the patterns of who got wiped out and how. And, one of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
And just when you thought this couldn't get any more scandalous, former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Catherine Bitts dropped a bombshell on a podcast, heavily implying that Diddy's associates were behind all of this. The moment she said that, everyone started talking about the infamous Diddy list. And here's the shocking part. Almost every single celebrity whose house was destroyed was on that list. For those who aren't caught up with all this drama, let me fill you in on what happened last year. When the police raided Diddy's house, they didn't just find those boxes of baby oil. They discovered boxes upon boxes of evidence. But the most disturbing part, they found some rather compromising tapes of Diddy's private gatherings. Word is, these tapes have been circulating around Hollywood, and one particularly disturbing tape was even being auctioned off. This specific tape allegedly showed Diddy with a young male celebrity in a rather compromising situation.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and
kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
the
I can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video was graphic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, because it gets even more disturbing. A video recently resurfaced of Diddy allegedly naming all the celebrities he had dirt on, and let me tell you, it's absolutely chilling. When this video first came out, people didn't think much of it. But now, looking back with everything we know, everyone's wondering if this was actually the list of celebrities involved in those private parties.
Drake.
Oprah.
Oprah.
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
That's pretty hit. Black King God, dude. Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Snoop.
Snoop.
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
Swiss Beats.
Beats.
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Maluma.
Maluma.
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
Sierra.
Sierra.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, that's my sis right there. Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Jay Balvin.
Jay Balvin.
Naomi Campbell.
Naomi Campbell.
That's your auntie. Usher.
Usher.
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato.
Shaq and his whole family.
Shaq and his whole family.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Little Uzi Vert.
Little Uzi Vert.
Sway Lee.
Sway Lee.
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
Julian Huff.
Julian Huff.
Diplo.
Diplo.
E-Nice.
E-Nice.
Drea.
Drea.
Burna Boy.
Burna
The show's third singer. Nicole Scherzinger. Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Say Nicole. From the Pussycat Dolls. That's right. Paris Goldman. Cara Delevingne. Winnie Harlow. Prince Montana. And a bunch of big surprises that I can't tell you. Because they're so big, sometimes they get busy and they forget that they committed to answering the phone.
And did you catch what he was holding? A piece of paper with specific celebrities' names printed on it? Now, I'm not saying these celebrities are guilty of anything, but people are definitely raising their eyebrows and asking questions. Going back to Catherine Bitts, she made some truly shocking claims about the lengths she's gone to cover up Hollywood crimes, especially ones involving inappropriate behavior with minors. She even compared this whole Diddy situation to something equally disturbing, the Franklin cover-up of 1988, where Nebraska politicians were caught in some seriously inappropriate situations with minors.
Well, it's funny. I have a story to tell that I'd like to tell. I've seen dreadful things done in the interest of covering up rings. Whenever you do an operation this big, you stack functions. So there's a lot of stacking functions going on, but it wouldn't surprise me if is one of those functions that's getting stacked here.
I mean, again, I ask the question, where are the 400,000 missing children in this country? That has to be addressed.
Remember Allison, our wildfire prophet? Well, she came back after the fires to remind everyone that this was the Hollywood elite's plan all along. Nobody knows exactly how she got this information, but given her track record of being right about everything else, people are finally starting to take her seriously.
Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose.
And here's something that will give you chills. Remember how Allison mentioned explosions? Well, she was absolutely right about that too. During these fires, there were mysterious explosions in areas that weren't even burning. It's like someone was deliberately targeting specific locations. One of the most shocking incidents happened live on camera when a reporter was covering the fires. The explosion was so loud that the reporter had no choice but to include it in their report.
It's still an inferno out here. You can see just how strong the flames. Oh, whoa, and you heard that explosion there. This is the back of a home here, trees up in flames at the moment. The flames spreading to the home here again, the 800 block of Radcliffe Avenue. Of course, we want to keep our distance, but we're hearing some bangs going on. We obviously don't know what's exploding.
But that's not even the most dramatic part. There was another video that captured what appeared to be an explosion landing in Pasadena, California. This one was even more intense than the first, and it sparked another fire in the area. The damage was devastating, but what happened next is what really got people talking. Right in the middle of all this chaos, an alleged phone call between Diddy and his son Christian was leaked. And let me tell you, it's raising all kinds of red flags. In this call, Diddy was speaking to Christian in code, telling him to get rid of pizza boxes. Now, people aren't stupid. They believe this wasn't about actual pizza boxes at all, but rather a coded message to destroy any remaining evidence that could be used against him.
But listen, do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah.
Even Christian seemed confused at first by this strange request about pizza boxes, but it looks like he eventually caught on to what his father was really asking him to do. People are convinced this conversation is directly connected to these mysterious fires. The social media response has been absolutely wild. One person tweeted, As soon as the fires were started, I immediately said this was a cover-up to whatever is coming out in the Diddy case from minute one. Another person decoded the whole pizza box conversation, suggesting Diddy call say get rid of pizza boxes, meaning houses as boxes where they were kept and all the sacrifices were done at these parties. The whole situation is just getting more and more mysterious by the day. From the predicted fires to the explosions, from the coded phone calls to the burned evidence, it seems like there's so much more to this story than meets the eye. And with every new piece of information that comes out, more questions arise than answers. Was Allison really onto something all along? What was really in those hidden tunnels? And just how far will people go to keep their secrets buried? What makes this even more intriguing is how everything seems to connect perfectly, from the timing of the fires to the specific locations that were targeted, from the mysterious men in ski masks to the unexplained explosions. It's like watching a complex puzzle slowly come together, revealing a picture that's far more disturbing than anyone could have imagined. The most chilling part of all this? The investigation into the cause of these fires remains open, with no official explanation in sight. And as more celebrities and influential figures get caught up in this web of secrets and allegations, one can't help but wonder, just how deep does this rabbit hole go? And what other shocking revelations are still waiting to come to light?